My wife, Emily, 28, and I, 32, have been married for 4 years, together for almost 7. No kids yet, but we've been trying for the past year, which somehow makes this feel even more twisted. From the outside, we look solid. Cute house in the suburbs, joint Costco runs on Sundays, inside jokes, shared Google Calendar. People tell us we're relationship goals. I used to believe that. Up until about 3 weeks ago, I would have sworn Emily was loyal to her core. She's always been very vocal about hating cheaters. Her dad cheated on her mom when she was a teenager and it destroyed their family. She used to say things like, "If someone cheats, they're dead to me. No excuses." I internalized that. I trusted her completely. So this is how it started. Not with lipstick on a collar or coming home late. It was stupid, mundane, almost nothing. Emily has always been kind of forgetful with her tech. She'll leave her phone in the bathroom, forget her laptop at work, stuff like that. I've never snooped. We know each other's passcodes mostly for convenience, not surveillance. Or so I thought. 2 Fridays ago, it was pouring rain. One of those miserable gray evenings where the sky feels like it's pressing down on you. Emily texted me around 4 p.m. saying she was staying late for a last-minute meeting and wouldn't be home until after 8. That wasn't unusual. She works in marketing. Deadlines happen. Around 6, I realized I needed a document from her iPad for our mortgage refinance. She sometimes works on it there. The iPad was on the coffee table, face down, plugged in. I picked it up, fully expecting to just airdrop the file to myself. When I unlocked it, it didn't open to her home screen. It opened to messages, specifically a conversation with a contact saved as Jason/work. At first, I didn't even process what I was seeing. My brain lagged behind my eyes. The last message, sent maybe 10 minutes earlier, said, "Jason, I can still taste you. Today was insane. Can't stop thinking about your hands." I actually laughed out loud at first, like a short, disbelieving huff. I remember thinking, okay, this is some weird joke, or spam, or I'm misreading it. Then I scrolled. I wish I hadn't. There were weeks of messages, flirty, explicit, intimate in a way that made my chest physically hurt. Inside jokes that weren't ours, references to sneaking around, a photo, thankfully not graphic but unmistakable, of Emily's bare shoulder and collarbone taken in our bedroom. Our bedroom. I recognized the stupid little crack in the wall near the window. My hand started shaking so badly I had to sit down. My heart was pounding in my ears and I felt nauseous, like I might actually throw up on our rug. I remember the rain hitting the windows harder, the room getting darker, and thinking, this can't be real. This isn't my life. One message from Jason dated a week ago won't leave my head. Jason, I hate sneaking around like this, but I love you. I wish things were different. Emily, me too, just not yet. Please be patient. Not yet. I checked the contact info. Jason is a guy she works with. I've heard the name before. She's mentioned him casually. Jason from the design team said this, or Jason helped with that client. I've never met him, but now I can picture his stupid face way too clearly. I didn't confront her. I don't know why. Maybe I'm a coward. Maybe I needed time to breathe. I locked the iPad, put it back exactly where it was, and sat there in the dark for almost an hour, just staring at the wall. I kept replaying our last few months together, the times she turned her phone face down, the sudden new password on her laptop for work security, the way she'd shower immediately after getting home some nights. When Emily finally came home around 8:30, soaked from the rain, she kissed my cheek like nothing was wrong. She smelled like her usual lavender soap. I remember thinking how unfair it was that she looked normal, that the world hadn't cracked open for her the way it had for me. "Long meeting," she said, kicking off her shoes. "Yeah," was all I could manage. She smiled, tired but warm. "Yeah, exhausting." I nodded. I made some lame excuse about a headache and went to bed early. I lay there listening to her brush her teeth, hum softly to herself, crawl into bed next to me. She wrapped an arm around my waist, like she always does. I didn't sleep at all. Since then, I've been walking around like a ghost in my own life. Every laugh feels fake. Every "I love you" feels like a lie stuck in my throat. I haven't checked the iPad again, but the urge is eating me alive. I don't know if I should gather more evidence, confront her immediately, or just scream. I feel stupid for trusting so completely. I feel angry. I feel heartbroken. Mostly, I feel paralyzed. Reddit, I don't even know what I'm asking. I guess, what the hell do I do next?
Time passed since last post, 3 days. First, thank you to everyone who commented and messaged me. I read everything, even the stuff that hurt, especially the stuff that hurt. A lot of you told me not to confront her without more proof, and a lot of you told me to trust my gut and rip the Band-Aid off. I ended up doing both in the messiest way possible. The last 3 days have been hell, absolute hell. I barely slept. Every time Emily rolled over in bed or touched my arm, my stomach clenched. I kept replaying that message, "I can still taste you," like it was burned into my brain. I started noticing everything, how protective she was of her phone, how she angled the screen away from me on the couch, how she suddenly started running errands alone on Saturday mornings. Yesterday afternoon, Emily went out to grab coffee with a coworker. The second the door closed, my hands started shaking again. I hated myself for what I was about to do, but I also knew I couldn't keep living in limbo. I grabbed the iPad. This time, I didn't hesitate. The Messages app was still open to Jason's thread, like the universe was mocking me. There were new messages. Emily, I hate lying to him. He doesn't deserve this. Jason, then leave him. I'm tired of being the secret. Emily, I can't just blow up my life overnight. Please stop pushing. I felt something inside me snap. Not a loud break, more like a quiet, final click. I took photos of everything with my phone. Every flirty message, every explicit line, the timestamps. I checked her email next and found hotel confirmations. Not many, just enough. A boutique place downtown. Weekdays, work lunches, apparently. When the front door opened about 20 minutes later, my heart started pounding so hard I thought I might pass out. I sat at the kitchen table, my phone face up, evidence pulled up and ready. Emily walked in, cheerful, holding 2 coffees. "Hey, I got you..." She stopped when she saw my face. "What's wrong?" I didn't yell. I didn't cry. My voice came out eerily calm. "Who is Jason?" The color drained from her face instantly, like instant. She set the coffees down slowly. "What?" she said, a little laugh slipping out. Why?" I turned my phone toward her and slid it across the table. "Don't gaslight me," I said. "Just answer the question." She stared at the screen. Her mouth opened, then closed. Her eyes filled with tears so fast it almost looked rehearsed. "Why were you going through my stuff?" she whispered. That's when the anger hit. "Don't you dare," I snapped. "Don't flip this on me. I know about the messages, the hotel, the photos, so try again." She sank into the chair across from me, hands shaking. "It's not what you think," she cried, now crying. I laughed. I couldn't help it. It came out harsh and ugly. "Okay," I said, "explain to me how 'I can still taste you' is not exactly what I think." She covered her face and sobbed, full-on sobbing. I just sat there, numb. After a long silence, she finally said, "It just happened." I pressed my nails into my palm to keep from screaming. "How long?" I asked. She hesitated. "How long?" "About 4 months," she whispered. 4 months. while we were trying for a baby, while she told me she loved me, while she slept next to me every night. "Do you love him?" I asked. She didn't answer right away. That was answer enough. "I don't know," she finally said. "I care about him, but I love you." I stood up so fast my chair scraped loudly against the floor. "No," I said, "you don't get to say that. People who love someone don't do this to them." She tried to grab my hand, and I pulled away like she burned me. "I made a mistake," she cried. "I was lonely. You've been distant. I didn't mean for it to go this far." There it was, the blame shift, the red flags Reddit warned me about. "So this is my fault?" I asked quietly. "No, I didn't mean—" "I need space. I can't even look at you right now." She begged me not to leave, promised to cut contact, offered therapy, swore it was over. I didn't respond. I grabbed a bag and went to my brother's place. I don't know what happens next. All I know is that the woman I thought I married is not the person I'm looking at anymore. I'll update when I can breathe again.
Time passed since last update, 3 weeks. I wish I could say things cooled down after I left, that we took space, went to therapy, talked like adults. That is not what happened. The 3 weeks since my last update have been the longest of my life. I've been crashing on my brother's couch, living out of a duffel bag, waking up every morning with that split second of peace before I remember everything. Emily has been blowing up my phone non-stop. Calls, texts, voicemails. I didn't block her at first because part of me wanted answers. Closure. Maybe punishment. The messages followed a pattern. Day 1 was pure panic. "Please come home. We need to talk. I can fix this." "I cut him off. I swear. I chose you." Day 5 turned angry. "So you're just going to abandon me after everything? I made one mistake and you're acting like I murdered someone." Day 12 was manipulation. "My therapist says you're being emotionally avoidant. If you really loved me, you'd at least try." That last one did something to me. It flipped a switch. I texted back for the first time in over a week. "I'm coming by Saturday to get the rest of my things. We need to talk, in person." She responded instantly. "Thank God, I'll make dinner." I didn't eat. Saturday was hot and suffocating, the kind of day where the air feels thick. When I pulled into our driveway, I noticed a car I didn't recognize parked down the street. I brushed it off, told myself I was paranoid. Inside, the house smelled like garlic and rosemary, my favorite, another calculated move. Emily stood in the kitchen, wearing the sweater I bought her for our anniversary. She looked hopeful. That almost broke me. "Hey," she said softly, "you look tired." "Let's not do this like we're okay. I'm here to talk, not play house." Her smile faltered. We sat at the dining table. I noticed her phone face down. Of course. "I need the truth," I said. "All of it. No minimizing, no blaming me. If I catch you lying, I'm done talking." She nodded quickly. "Okay." "Did you really cut contact with Jason?" "Yes," she said. Too fast. I pulled out my phone. "Then explain why he texted you 2 days ago." Her eyes widened. "How do you—" "I'm not stupid," I said. "He messaged me from his number, told me to fight for my marriage because you were confused." Silence. Thick. Heavy. "You gave him my number?" I asked. She started crying again. "He showed up at work. He said he loved me. I panicked." That's when I heard a noise upstairs, a floorboard creaking. My stomach dropped. "Who else is here?" I asked slowly. She froze. Before she could answer, a man came down the stairs. Jason. I recognized him instantly from his LinkedIn photo. Taller than me, confident, smug. "Hey man, this isn't what it looks like," he said awkwardly. I lost it.
"You are in my house. Get the hell out." Emily screamed his name. "Jason, stop!" "Stop what?" I yelled. "You invited him here?" She sobbed. "He needed somewhere to stay. He and his girlfriend broke up." That's when Jason spoke again. "She was going to tell you. We're in love. We just didn't want to hurt you." Something inside me went ice cold. I turned to Emily. "You let him sleep in our bed?" She didn't answer. That was enough. I called a lawyer that Monday, filed for divorce by Wednesday, changed my direct deposit, froze our joint credit card. When Emily found out, she showed up at my brother's place screaming, crying, pounding on the door until the neighbors threatened to call the cops. I didn't open it. The woman I loved is gone, replaced by someone I don't recognize. Final update when this is truly over. Time passed since last update, 14 months. I debated for a long time about whether to write this. Part of me wanted to just disappear from this account and let the story end in silence. But when I was deep in this mess, reading final updates from other people gave me something I desperately needed, proof that life keeps going. So here it is. The divorce finalized 3 months ago. The last time I saw Emily was in a beige conference room at the courthouse on a rainy Tuesday morning. Funny how rain keeps showing up at the worst moments of my life. She looked smaller somehow, thinner. Her hair was pulled back messily, dark circles under her eyes. Not the confident woman who used to correct waiters for getting her order wrong. We sat at the opposite sides of the table. No touching, no small talk. Her lawyer slid the papers toward us. "Standard dissolution," he said. "No contest on assets." Emily's hands trembled as she signed. She kept glancing at me like she was waiting for me to stop this, to say, "Just kidding, come home." I didn't. When it was my turn, she finally spoke. "Do you really hate me that much?" she asked quietly. I looked at her for a long moment. I felt nothing. No rage, no love, just distance. "I don't hate you. I just don't trust you, and I can't build a life on that." She broke down crying, shoulders shaking. Her lawyer handed her tissues. Mine stared at his watch. Outside, as we waited for our separate Ubers, she tried one last time. "Jason and I didn't work out. He cheated on me. I guess that's karma." I nodded once. Probably. That was it. 14 years of knowing each other, reduced to a 2-minute conversation on a wet sidewalk. As for me, I moved cities, new apartment, new job, therapy, real therapy, not the weaponized kind Emily tried to use. I learned about boundaries, red flags, and how I ignored my discomfort for the sake of peace. I'm dating someone new, taking it slow. She knows my past. She doesn't hide her phone. She doesn't make me feel crazy for asking questions. Emily tried to reach out again last month, a long email about growth and closure. I didn't reply. I'm fully NC now. If you're reading this and you're where I was a year ago, shaking, confused, afraid to confront the truth, here's what I learned. You're not weak for trusting. You're strong for walking away when trust is broken. I'm finally okay.